Hey y'all, this is Carly and I am here with my very first order from Sassy Girl Aroma. So since I've never hauled Sassy Girl Aroma before, I'm going to take just a second to talk about the company and who owns it and all of that type of thing in case you've either never heard of Sassy Girl before or you've just never ordered. So the owners of Sassy Girl Aroma are Julie Lemmy and her husband Tyrell. They are extremely active in their Facebook group, so that's definitely the best place to be if you want information about the replenishes and all of that kind of thing. And I will leave the Facebook group link down below. So I say replenishes, that is what Julie calls them. So every 2 weeks there are new scents put up on her site. And as customers, you are able to vote on what the scents are, and I think even provide scent blends that you want to see, even if they've never been made before. And the ones that seem to get the most interest, she will sometimes make and say who came up with it and all of that kind of thing. So it's really neat. It's a very interactive Facebook group. The admins in it are awesome. So just overall, it is a really fun group to be in. Sassy Girl Aroma is a ready-to-ship company, so her website is always open all the time, except for, I think, a day or two right before a replenish. She either takes down the site or turns off the functionality so that she can get all of the new inventory loaded, but other than that, it is open all the time. And from what I've heard, it's not typically that difficult to order, so normally things don't sell out just like in a few seconds. I think you can normally kind of go on there at your leisure and peruse and kind of find what you're interested in. However, and a lot of veteran orderers in the group said this as well, way more things sold out really fast than usual. So I don't know if it's just more people have gotten interested in this company or if there were just a lot of really great scents offered that people were interested in. I'm not sure what the thing was, but at least 2 of these scents that I got, I was really extremely lucky to get because they sold out really fast. And there is a cart hold, I believe, so people were waiting for scents to drop out of other people's carts and all of that kind of thing. So from what I've heard, it's not usually like that, but this was just kind of a fluke with this restock or replenish, I think. So you'll notice that this is probably the smallest order that I've ever hauled from any vendor as far as number of scents, and the reason for that is that I don't normally, or I haven't in the past, ordered that much from vendors that pretty much only offer bakery bags and loaves and that kind of thing, because as I've mentioned several times, I prefer a really small quantity of a whole bunch of scents instead of committing to larger quantities of just a few scents, especially if they're ones that I've never tried before. But I've heard so many great things about Sassy Girl Aroma, so I knew that I had to dive in and go ahead and place an order, even though it's not, or they don't offer wax in the format that I'm most used to buying. One thing that I do want to note is it's monetarily like the same size order that I would typically place from a new vendor. So I normally, when it's a brand new to me vendor, spend around $30 to $50 on a first order, which is probably more than some people would dive in with, but I don't order from vendors at all unless they have a lot of good recommendations in the wax community and all of that kind of thing. So I typically already know that it's a good vendor, and then I just have to see if it's a good vendor for me. So each one of these bakery bags is, I think, right around 8 or 9 ounces. I don't have a scale, so I haven't weighed them, but I believe that's how much it's supposed to be, and each one is $10. So this plus shipping was a little under $40 for this order. So obviously when you're buying things that they're offering it in a larger quantity, you're not going to be able to get as many different scents as you may want to try if you want to stay at the same price point. So given all of that, I will dive into the order. So it did come with one little sample, and this is Vibrant Orchid Blueberry. So you can see, I believe this is a 1 ounce scent shot little sample, which is really sweet of her to include. And this one is really pretty. It has the orchid, but it's definitely not too floral. I get the blueberry the most. It's just mostly a sweet, just slightly floral blueberry, but it's really pretty. I actually really like that one. So, the first bakery bag that I have here is in Smurfs in the Kitchen, and I believe that she goes by weight, like most vendors, and not the number of chunks. So, I think, and I took one out to show you guys, but I think there's 5 left, so I believe there were 6 chunks in this, and I will go ahead and show you the one that I grabbed out and give you the scent description. So this one is marshmallow cookies, birthday cake, Twinkies, and vanilla fudge butter with blueberry. So just I think she has a line of in the kitchen scents that include all of those bakery notes, and then the Smurfs part of this one is that blueberry. So her chunks are just absolutely gorgeous. I love all the different colors in it. This is so pretty. So this is one of the benefits of ordering bakery bags. The chunks are so pretty. And this is really good. This is a really sweet bakery fudgy type scent. I don't get a ton of the blueberry. Maybe just a little bit. And I think in this chunk that I showed you, I believe that all of the different colors represent a different scent note in it, and that would mean that the blueberry is probably only the little blue chunks. So it's primarily just that really sweet, nice bakery scent. I've heard a couple of people say that it was a fall scent, in their opinion, or reminded them of fall. It's not to me. It's just a really sweet, and when I say fudgy, it's not like a chocolate fudge. It's definitely that vanilla fudge, just really rich and sweet and creamy. But that's a really nice scent. If you like bakery, I think that that's a scent that you would enjoy. There's not too much blueberry in that one. So the next one that I got, and this is the one that sold out the fastest, I think. So I was really lucky to get this. I've heard several YouTubers rave about it, and so I knew I had to snag it and try it. And this one is Salty Sea Air Sweet Lavender Marshmallow. You can kind of see in there. And here is a chunk for this one. And I didn't mention with the last one, but I would at least cut these chunks in half. So I guess I should do my typical size comparison. So you can see that this chunk is almost the size of my palm, or like half the size of my palm, however you want to judge that, but it's a pretty big chunk and it's a thick chunk. So I would definitely at least cut this in half. I might cut this into thirds and see how it does, and then add a little bit more, just because, especially with new to me vendors, I like to try just a little bit and see how it does, and then gradually add more so that I don't drown out the scent by using too much wax. But absolutely love those colors. This scent is pretty self-explanatory. I don't believe that she had, or no, she actually did have a scent description for this. It's notes of crisp ozone, salty sea spray, seaweed, sun-weathered driftwood, and a hint of water lily, sweet lavender, and sweet marshmallows. And this was created by a member of Sassy Aroma, or a member of the Facebook group. This one is really nice. This is a really beautiful, fresh scent. It's just a really fresh lavender scent. It would be really nice during the day. It would be really nice at night. Yeah, it's just a sweet, fresh marshmallow. You kind of have to smell it. It's a little bit hard to describe, but it's a really, really nice scent. I'm so glad that I grabbed that one. And the last one that I have is also one that's super popular. I don't think it sold out as fast this time because she offered it in the previous restock to this one as well, so I think a lot of people already had it, but she is offering it again, if I am remembering correctly, in the upcoming restock, which, depending on when I post this, is in a couple of days, but there's really no telling when this will be posted. But I think she's offering it quite a bit lately because there is so much interest in it. And this one is Disneyland. So it is creamsicle, cotton candy, lemonade, strawberry, pineapple, and whipped cream. So lots of yummy, fruity scents in that one. Here is the chunk. So super fun. Tons of colors in that one. And I have to say, when I first smelled the bag with this one, I was a little bit disappointed. And I hate to even say that. I mean, I'm never really disappointed in any of the vendor wax that I get. I mean, people put so much time and effort into it, and their unique blends and all of that kind of thing, but it was kind of a bubblegum scent to me, almost like a juicy fruit scent when I first smelled it, and I'm just not the hugest fan of bubblegum. And my fiance said the same thing, that it reminded him of a type of gum, like a juicy fruit or something, but he absolutely loved it because he loves gum scents. But now that I actually have the chunk out of the bag, it's a little bit more of like a fruity drink scent to me. Like a Capri Sun or something like that. Or like a fruit punch maybe that a kid would drink. Like just lots of different really sweet fruit flavors mixed together. Now that I have it out of the bag and I'm just smelling the chunk, I really don't get that gum scent. I'm not getting that juicy fruit scent anymore. So I'm really excited about that. I definitely would have melted it anyways, and I'm sure I may have even enjoyed it a lot more melting than I thought I would. Or for sure my fiance would have really, really enjoyed it. But I'm really excited that now that I have it out of the bag, I'm getting more of those fruit notes. It's a lot creamier. I think I get the creamsicle the most, and it's listed first, so I guess that makes sense. That's probably what there's the most of. It's really nice though. It really is a sweet, fruity, tropical scent now that I have it out of the bag and I'm smelling it. So I'm even more excited to try that one now. So all in all, I'm really excited with this little order. I'm excited to melt some of this wax and see how it performs for me. I will probably let it cure at least a couple more weeks. I've already had it for a couple weeks, and I'll give it at least a month probably before I melt it. I'm not sure if I'll order again before I've melted some, just because I kind of want to see how it performs and how the scents are when they're melted. But I'm definitely very excited about this order. They all have a really nice, strong scent, even on even on cold, and even though they haven't been cured very long. So I'm really excited about this new vendor. It's always fun to try a new vendor that you've heard so many other people rave about that you've never tried. So thank you so much for watching. Please leave any questions, comments, suggestions down below. I would love to talk to you down in the comments, and I will see you very soon with another video. Y'all have a great day. Bye.